Welcome to our windy afternoon here in Central Florida. For Boat Test, I'm Captain Shelley.
And I'm Captain Tripp, and today we're aboard Boston Whaler's 380 Realm. This is the true entertainment vessel from their family of boats. Let's see how she handles and see what kind of features she has. Our test boat has a length overall of 38 feet, a beam of 11 foot 8 inches, and our test weight was estimated at 20,800 pounds, with 25% fuel and 3 people aboard. The boat was powered by twin Mercury Verado 600 V12 engines, turning Verado 12 27.5 props. We found the top speed to be at 6,335 RPM, where the boat went 56.9 miles an hour. Best cruise was at 4,500 RPM, where we recorded 38.8 miles an hour, getting 0.7 miles per gallon. That will give you a range of 280 statute miles or 243 nautical miles with a 10% fuel reserve. On our whole shot tests, the boat reached 10 miles an hour in 2.6 seconds, 20 miles an hour in 6.4, and 0 to 30 was 9.5 seconds. Boston Whaler offers 3 quite different engine packages to power this 23,000 pound boat. Quad 300 or 400 Mercury Verados or twin 600 Mercuries. The greatest power is generated by the Quad V10 400s with 40 cylinders totaling 22.8 liters of displacement and pumping out 1,600 horsepower. It's the green line on the chart, but as you can see, at 6,000 RPM, all 3 packages have a wide open speed within 5 miles per hour of each other. At 15.2 liters total, the twin 600s on our test boat produced the lowest top speed, which was 56 miles an hour in our test and about 58 in Whaler's tests. In the middle, we find the Quad 300s, which were quicker to plane than the 600s and just a hair behind the 400s. But the Realm 380 is not a race boat, so we think that other considerations such as cost, maintenance, fuel economy, and reliability should take precedence during engine decision making. This is a big boat. We've already been cruising on it, and she handles very well. Now, we'll come up on plane here. We've got her trim about halfway. We also have our smart trim on. She comes up on plane, a little bit of bow rise, but hey, that's all right. Very smooth. Now, I did find that a good, comfortable cruising speed is about 35 to 40 miles an hour, but you can see it quickly reacts to whatever I do. I mean, that's like a jet ski. Don't mind the cameraman, he'll be all right. It's amazing to be in such a responsive vessel, though, that is so big and quiet. And a lot of that has to do with the foam-filled hull. It's not like a drum.
With the V12 outboards and their lower units moving, you got almost 45 degrees in turning angle.
That's right. Yeah, and then in joystick mode, you have even more turning, the tighter turning radius.
The focus on entertainment that Boston Whaler put on the whole Realm series is really evident up here. You know, in a center console, you just don't get the space and the comfort. Big C-shaped seating, beautiful teak table raises up, you can sit everybody around. And a little further aft, a chaise lounge big enough easily for 3. And there's armrests with cup holders in them.
There's lots of room up here around the anchor locker while you're deploying or bringing in the anchor. Of course, with a windlass that is controlled here by remote or back at the helm station. And we have our pop-up cleats either side and receptacles for our pop-up sunshade. And Shelley, a few of the features that I like up here, I think I'd have to start with the way that this hatch opens to access this storage underneath. There's not a paddle latch or a clumsy and hard to get to a latch underneath the cushion. It's right here in the side, and that just looks beautiful to me. We also have controls for the JL audio system and your electronic control for your table up and down, but there's also a cooler up here. When you have the guests up here enjoying their cocktails, you can have more refreshments right here. Maybe it's time to separate those up on the bow with everyone in the cockpit. You can easily do that. This door circles around, locks closed, and then this section of windshield will actually lift up. Now, this is assisted on the way up and dampened on the way down with gas struts. This boat is equipped with an air conditioner and heater combo, and so you can close off this entire hardtop and have this space conditioned.
Moving aft on the port side, there are 2 lockers for throwables, stock lines, and there's drainage down below that leads to this drainage in the sole. So if you do have any rain or excess water, it goes overboard nice and easy. Boston Whaler really has put a priority on family safety. There are grab rails everywhere. Up above, Seakeeper display, Simrad VHF, large lockable storage.
And me, as I was operating the boat today, I really had a good vantage point standing on this elevated helm pad. It's about a 6-inch elevation, so it really just gave me a good bit of visibility. And at the helm, man, I mean, I feel like a king sitting here with my air conditioning and compass centerline accessory trays up above, and my tactile buttons right where they need to be, 3 16-inch Simrad screens, small glove box, my JL audio controls, trim tabs, all the controls and joystick for my engine, a few more tactile switches, and my wheel, and I was ready for whatever there.
I really appreciate the fact that they've put in that vent there. You know, it's nice to have a breeze while you're running.
The curved windshield provides excellent visibility, and that is aided by 2 pantograph windshield wipers with spritz on the outside and defoggers on the inside.
And Shelly, if you need a little more ventilation, I got you covered with the sunroof overhead.
Yeah, that does make a big difference.
It does. This boat is optioned with a beautiful teak ladderback helm seat with bolsters and teak armrests. And it flips all the way around to create opposing seating.
The companion chair is similar, also spins around. So you can easily sit 5 in this area underneath the hardtop. We could get that table installed, have a nice lunch. They've really focused on making this area as usable as possible.
Yeah, they did. And over on the starboard side, we have 3 JL audio speakers, and let me tell you, those things will make some noise. We thoroughly tested that today. There's also my sea fire suppression system and my switches for my fish boxes and live well. And fish boxes do have macerator pumps. Just a little farther forward, there's a compartment for tackle storage.
Boston Whaler is really focusing on entertainment with their Realm series, so this area comes standard as a summer kitchen. But this owner was going for a little bit more of a fishing capable boat, so they added the live well. Standard, there's a refrigerator down below, a larger sink, and a grill space. This grill, you have to lift and set aside that cover, but if you go with the standard configuration, the cover actually pops up and moves sideways so you don't lose that prep space. Down below, you still have storage and a pull-out drawer for garbage. There's 110 outlets there, so I could bring the blender on board if I wanted.
And when the guests focus more on the cockpit, this seat actually converts to rear facing.
And trip underneath, 260 quarts of cooler space.
It's more than cooler space.
It's a chiller down there.
Yeah.
So you got movable storage, and when it's down and there are guests seated here, you still have access through that clear panel, and you can see everything that you need in there.
And to complete this social zone, I've flipped down this bench seat, and I think we could comfortably seat 3 adults here. And there's also 2 tables we can install to really give us a good dining area.
I like that Boston Whaler has thought of putting them underneath this mechanical hatch here, so they've got a good place to stow away when I don't want them out.
And then one of the fun aspects of the boat would have to be this dive door, which you can complete with this swim ladder coming in and off the boat. The dive door actually kind of melts away into the boat. It's really meant to be here. And as you close it, you can see that's not an off-the-shelf hinge. That is custom made, and it is substantial. There's also an additional JL audio speaker, a tow rail with a teak shelf, and just adjacent to that is our transom door and a hot and cold freshwater rinse down.
Those macerated fish boxes are down below on both port and starboard. Over here on starboard, I have a small storage compartment with access to mechanical spaces behind it, another speaker, shore power, and breakers. That tow rail continues around here, and there is a freshwater port.
Down in this mechanical locker, I'd call this the belly of the beast, and this is where we find everything that makes this boat tick. This is a large locker, so I'm gonna go ahead and make my way down in here, and we'll take a look around. There's really a lot of components down here, so I'll just hit on the big ones. We have the Seakeeper to keep the boat stable. Then we have through holes All these seacocks are easily accessible, which is very important. We have redundant bilge pumps, easy access to all of our fuel filters, our fire retardant system, and batteries. This is a Fisher Panda, and this is a diesel generator.
A low CO gas generator is standard, but we'd go for the upgrade to this Fisher Panda diesel for extra capacity.
I do like seeing all the wires ran in looms, and the larger bundles that have covers for added protection. Something that I really like that Boston Whaler did, thank you Shelly, is they include these placards. Now these are very important because this tells us exactly what each of our seacocks control. Live well washdown, AC system, gyro, overboard discharge, and our generator. That is very important to know if you're coming down here in a hurry. But one thing that I might like to see changed is with my table in place, I can't see that. If I'm in a hurry and the table's there, I need to get to those quickly. I would like to be able to see that quicker, maybe move it somewhere else.
Trip, I'm gonna come join you on the transom. I can see 3 rod holders, pretty sizable swim step. And Boston Whaler tells us that the standard configuration is actually a quad 300 Mercuries. You can upgrade that to quad 400s, or you can go with the V12 600s.
Yeah, I think these V12 600s are plenty. They had a lot of power to push us along today. So much fun to get this thing whipping around, throwing that spray in the air. I can't tell you how much fun I had. And I also like how this gives us a little bit more room on the transom, maybe for swimming or coming on and off the boat too with twins.
The cabin on this 380 features a fully enclosed head with stand-up headroom, a shower curtain, and a vacuum flush toilet. Galley, entertainment center, and convertible V-berth for overnight stays.
You can even remove that cushion all the way forward for a little bit of extra footroom. I really like the choice of wood style in here, so beautiful teak table. We've got storage above the sink. There's a cedar-lined hanging locker right by the stairs.
Which a lot of times you don't see that on a boat like this. So it's a good little touch, makes you feel like you're in a bigger boat.
Yeah, little touch of class.
Yes.
And the storage continues on the starboard side.
Yeah. And we have a skylight above, bringing in some natural light, one on the side, a decent sized port to give some natural ventilation, and a bit of a galley, sink with a worktop cover, and a fridge down here. There are some electronics in here, USB charging, TV up above, and controls for all of our electrical.
It's a nice, bright, sunny day, but I do wish we could hang out a little bit longer and check out those RGB underwater lights.
I couldn't agree more. And this has been an entertaining day on a boat that truly is made to entertain, and Boston Whaler has done that right with the 380 Realm. I'm Captain Trip with Boat Test.
I'm Captain Shelly, and remember, life's better on a boat.